This is Dave McCain with the Right Tree Genealogy doing part 2 of a 2-part series. If you didn't watch the first part of a third cousin being tested and where I was showing the YSTRs at Y111 and what I thought would happen, check the video in the card above here and then come back to this one. What I want to show today is what the big Y now looks like. In the previous video I talked about what the YSTRs look like, what the branch was for this particular 2 third cousins, which are from my father's mother's line. So since I couldn't test directly, I had a tester I paid for and another person that already paid for another tester that was a 2 third cousins. What I want to show here now is what the first part of the results are. Now I'm going to consider this a part A and a part B of this video. Part A is going to cover where it was when the big Y first hit onto the site. And then I'm expecting, based on what you see here shortly, of a part B of this showing where it lands after a few weeks from now, assuming the update occurs. So as you can see, I logged back into the same place that was on the previous video. And now, instead of showing 3 matches underneath this FTD 65089, there are now 4. Okay, and what this does for us is, I say this frequently, that third cousins, fifth cousins, seventh cousins, that's what I invite people to, or recommend people to try to get big Ys for. I think it's the likelihood of a separation point. It doesn't always mean that, but I've seen several instances of when you can get a third cousin, that's when you show the block tree of more defined, and that's what I'm trying to do here. There's very few testers in this area, and so the more the merrier is what we're looking at. As I said here, you see the FTD 65089 and the 4 testers. Let me show you the next part of this, and this is why I think there's going to be a block tree separation, a sub branch here. I think there is. I may have to talk to Family Tree DNA about this and other things, but let's just take a look at something here. And this is what I want to show you. The new tester, this is what the non-matching variance shows for the tester that I logged into, and this top line here, which just took place on Cinco de Mayo in 2026, shows these 2 private variants which belong to the tester I'm logged into. What I want to point out here is this right here, FTA 18031, same here, and same here. That's what I consider significant. What I'm expecting to happen is that there will be a separation between these 2 testers. The Kennedy surname will separate under this and separate from the other surnames that are in the block at this point. It doesn't mean which surname is the primary, but it does mean that these 2 third cousins are going to have their own sub-branch on the haplo tree. As of right now, this is part A, and I'll be back to you. It'll be a few seconds from now for you when the next part of this video happens. For me, it could be weeks. So I'm doing this first part so you see what the data looks like today, and then you're going to see what the data looks like when the update occurs. And I'll probably be covering several other things there depending on what FTDNA does. So here we go. This is Dave McCain. I'm back for part B, or part 2 of this video. It's been a little over 2 weeks, so I'm getting ready to bring it up and show you what the block tree has changed to. You can see now that FTD 65089 has been broken into 2 segments. We have the FTA 18031, which I was indicating in the first part. I was expecting it to change to as the downstream or sub-branch of this part of the haplo group. And now I have the 2 testers of interest, third cousins, officially third cousin once removed between these 2 men. Now you have 2 different groups represented, the 2 that were with them before and now them. I'm going to go over now to what the Discover tool still shows. So here's what it shows now, and a lot of you may see this, so I thought you may be interested in seeing what it shows today. This message: no new results. If your haplo group is new on the family tree DNA yDNA tree, it can take a week or two for the report to become available. As I had mentioned before, this haplogroup that is now formed, this new downstream, had appeared, that FTA 18031 had appeared in the E haplogroup. This is now the R. Although this is a reoccurring SNP, or the same variant derived as before, this is totally different. This happened at two different times. So right now they're updating this tree to represent what they estimate the time frame it formed was, and since it's one SNP, it's going to be specifically related to it. Now let's take a look at the scientific detail for its predecessor. The FTD 65089 appears on the tree. Let's take a look at the scientific data here, or details, because I go here, I look at this one, I don't take the general number, I take their mean number, and I reference the mean number whenever I'm talking to people about when this was formed. Does this mean this is the exact date that this SNP block was formed? No, but it is based on the way the rest of the tree is formed, and the YSTRs and the SNPs together, and the way the testers fall into place, they come up with this number. I use the mean with the caveat that it is very likely not exactly that date. It's the best we have. Going back over here to this, this represents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variants. So when you look at the age estimate on this, it represents these 5. Any one of these 5 could represent that date. Unless we get more testers in this area, we won't be able to say which one came first. So these are all grouped together because we don't know which one came first, but all the men below it have these. And that applies the same to the one above it. I also want to point out here is, when I go back to the age on this, it says 1337 to 1749. As we are developing this, I do expect to have more testers come in, and I'm working on a few more. Not sure they'll happen, but if they do, we can refine this even more upstream. This was a short video just representing the fact that it did change. I was expecting it to. If you see a named variant, it doesn't mean it's not private to that person. It just means that it's a reoccurring SNP in a different location than what it originally was. If you like this content, please consider subscribing right here or watching some of these other videos. Let's continue learning together.